Hi Aquarius, welcome to your May 2022 reading. So I'll be doing a spread for you, just to get a general sense of your month ahead, then another spread for the current person you're dealing with. Yeah, so let's get started. And then one more here. And then we'll also do a spread for your person here. All right. Taking a look here, Aquarius, I think this person that you're dealing with is likely a water sign. There's a lot of cups in this spread, in yours and then also in theirs. But let's just get a sense of yours in terms of career and your general month ahead. So I have the Ace of Swords here, the King of Wands in reverse, and then the Knight of Cups in reverse. So just taking a look at this, I think that within the next month, unfortunately, I think you're going to start to feel a bit, I don't know, powerless in your situations. I think just in life in general and in your career, I think you feel like other people are kind of like going to be dictating, your month ahead. I think that you're someone who like really appreciates and values like, your independence and your control over situations. But I think that this month ahead, you're going to have to learn how to reckon with other people being in control of different situations. With the Ace of Swords here, I think that at the end of this month, at the end of April, you were just starting to kind of like understand your new job or like this current job that you're in. And I think that people at your position were starting to really see you as like a go-to source for information and things like that. But I think that kind of like in-house leadership will kind of feel lost as you start to feel insecure about your current, work at your job. And I think also in terms of like your general, outlook on life starting in May, I think you're just starting to feel a bit unsure about all of your decisions and your decision making. You're typically a very confident person who likes to take control of their situations, but I think that you're probably going to face something where it's just like a general shift in, you're not like the boss anymore, you know what I mean? You're reckoning with the fact that other people around you do affect your situation, and I think that it's going to come to kind of like a shock to you because you're so used to you being the one in control and you having like the control of things. But I think that in May, it'll be kind of like a life lesson to learn about other people having control. I think that is going to be pretty difficult for you, but I do want to clarify this just to get a sense of more kind of what that means. So I have the Hierophant here. So I think you're going to have to kind of go against your, innate beliefs. Like this is a card that means like your beliefs, your kind of like standard code, the code that you have for yourself. But with the King of Wands in reverse and then the Knight of Cups in reverse, I think it's showing that, you're going to start to learn that other people around you operate on a different kind of, set of beliefs that you don't necessarily agree with. When I look at this in terms of love, I think that this person that you're currently dealing with is kind of making you feel like you're losing your power. You are starting to not be so, trusting and, you are with this person and you're interested in this person, but they are, I'm getting a sense that they are talking to other people. They are kind of like prioritizing other connections and thinking about other people, even though you thought that, you together was a really good idea. And you're typically, used to, like I said, being in control of the situation. Like if you were interested in this person, in the past, you would have been able to be like, well, I think that we belong together. We fit really well together. And you like lay out all these like reasons why, and then it just happens and you're able to get into a relationship. But this person has other interests. They're talking to other people and they have other people that they're interested in. And they are kind of like comparing and contrasting you all, if that makes sense. They're weighing their options, and I think that they aren't really being clear and communicative about that. But like I said, you're going to have this battle of like your beliefs and your ethics. And then we have the Knight of Cups in reverse here. And I just think that you're not going to be so lucky in love because this person is kind of like exploring other options at the same time that you are talking to them. I think that at the start you were kind of like you were approaching the situation with a lot of like logic, like I said, with this Ace of Swords here, and how you do with other situations in your life. But this person doesn't operate on the same kind of like wavelength that you do, and they would much prefer, to, have like emotions guide them rather than like their own set of like their code of standards and ethics, if that makes sense. They would rather have like their heart and their like emotions guide them, and they don't really care about how they treat other people in the process. I think that because they're talking to all these people and they have all these options, they're not really considering you fully. And I think that you were kind of wondering why, they had started to distance themselves and why you felt like you were all of a sudden not matching up. But I think that at the start of May, when I see the King of Wands in reverse and the Knight of Cups in reverse, they're kind of like, you feel like you're not in control anymore because they are being like, well, no, I'm in control. I'm talking to all these other people. I will decide if I want to be with you or not. And that's like a hard thing to kind of like reckon with. And then we have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Typically this would be like, like I see like a new love moving forward or a love connection moving forward, but because it's in reverse, I think it's going to come to an end because they are talking to these other people. I think they're kind of like a dead end in terms of like, you could do all you want, but you're like in competition with these other people that you're not even like privy to, if that makes sense. I'm going to pull an oracle card here just to get a sense of these will be like an emotional kind of like bridge or gap between what's going on here. So I have freedom. Like I said, so when I think about this in terms of you like the freedom of being in control. You are the one who like usually has like, your hand all over the situation, and you are able to, be the leader in it, and you typically have that freedom. But I think that loss of freedom is going to be really hard to reckon with this upcoming month. And then with them, they want the freedom to talk to other people. And they have that freedom because they are talking to other people, unfortunately, Aquarius. So I think this kind of like guiding emotion, I wish I would focus. Oh, there it goes. Is what is bringing you into May. And I think that's going to be kind of like a hard emotional lesson to learn, is that other people are like operating on a completely different set of beliefs than you. Like for you would have loved this person expressed from the beginning, like, I'm talking to other people, like we can date, yada yada yada, but they never said that, and it felt like you were the only ones talking. But when they start to like pull back a little bit, you were wondering, what's happening? Like, what's going on? Why don't I feel like I have like a say in the situation anymore? Taking a look at their spread here, I have the Nine of Cups in reverse, Six of Cups in reverse, and the Magician in reverse. When I usually see like a bunch of cards in reverse in a spread, or all of them, it typically means to me that there's like an inner truth that this person is like refusing to acknowledge. And I think they know that they're hurting you, but they just choose to not really acknowledge it. But they know what's happening. And I think they're also hurting other people, all these other people they're talking to as well, because they're trying to like put you guys in a competition that you guys didn't even know you were in. So with the Nine of Cups here, I think that this is all a result of them having had like a romantic connection that didn't really work out in their favor, so they tried to get control. This whole like theme of control is like all over these spreads. And in the present, they're like not the, lovey-dovey kind of like innocent person that you like thought they were. At the beginning, they were pretty attentive, pretty like, romantic, giving you gifts, like just showing you a lot of like different types of like, ways to show affection and love. But like they're just not who they say they are, Aquarius. So I think they're just trying to put on this like kind of like face of being really innocent, but they're letting their past situation that hurt them kind of influence their dating style. And I think that it is going to come, like at the end, what goes around comes back around, right? The Magician in reverse typically would like indicate someone who has, like I said, control over their situation. They are able to harness different parts of their life and use it for their benefit. But because it's in reverse, I think that all these different connections that they're building at the same time are going to come back to them, and it's not going to end well. I just think this is a very immature person who's letting their past hurt other people. I'm going to pull another emotional oracle card here. Let's see. Can you get a sense their emotional overview? All right. So I have blessings here, and then I have lighten your load. So there's that. I think they feel like, well, why shouldn't I take advantage of the situation? Why shouldn't I date around? That kind of thing. And they figure, well, to get over my past hurt, let me try to inflict the same thing on other people. Like I said, they're a very emotional person. There's a lot of cups in this spread. I think they're a water sign or someone with heavy water sign placements. But they are trying to use their hurt as like a weapon against other people. They are able to kind of like get pity from all these different connections, including you, and people feel sorry for them. And then they end up like, falling for this trap. But they're just not like someone who's like emotionally aware of other people. They're very like, they keep to themselves and they keep their, all their cards to themselves is what I'm trying to say. And they play them when it's, when it's suitable. I'm going to clarify their spread a bit just because I want to get more of an idea of what they're thinking. Oh, yeah. So I have the Page of Swords here. They're very on guard. They are starting to sense, like I said, that you are recognizing that they're pulling back, that they have all these other connections going on. And when that starts to fall apart, all their other connections will start to fall apart, and they will be revealed for, like, the person that they are in this upcoming month. I think right now they're kind of, like, riding the high life, and they're like, oh, I can talk to all these people and get all the things that I want and get everything that I want out of these different connections without even, like, letting these people know what I'm doing. Yeah, so I'm just going to pull a Hidden Truth Oracle card just to get a more definitive sense of what your person is thinking, Aquarius. Let's see. Ooh, that one really wanted to come out. Those two cards. All right, so if I want to be more than friends, I think this situation started where you guys were pretty friendly at the beginning, and they were the ones who initiated the relationship and the contact, which is why this is so hurtful, because it's like, why did they even have to, involve you in this in the first place? And then I have you speak to me through music. I think that's just trying to tell me that you guys probably likely had a connection with, like, sitting playlists. You probably had a common artist in mind that you liked. But I think that's just part of them, building this whole personality so that they relate to you. And I'm getting a sense that they do the same with every other person that they're talking to. Yeah, Aquarius. It just looks like overall this will be a pretty emotional month for you. I think you just want to like hold tight and like make sure that you harness that leadership that you typically have in these different situations. I know this person is like making you feel a bit helpless, making you feel a bit hopeless. You're like not trusting love, and unfortunately this connection will likely come to an end in the future in May. But I think that this is all a result of this person. This person was not ready for something monogamous or something like, real. They would much rather date around and not really like let other people know and kind of like fool all these different people that, they're the one for them, like that kind of thing. But I just think that, you should stick to, I think also this card is indicating that you should stick to your beliefs. I think that they're going to try to challenge that and, make you feel kind of like crazy for wanting, a relationship, and making you feel crazy for having your set standards in a relationship. But you shouldn't have to, compromise that for anybody, especially this person. Yeah, thanks for watching.